Hello to everyone. I hope that you can see the presentation. Please send me a message on Facebook if something is wrong. Okay, so hello. My name is Bogdan. My friends call me Bobo, whatever. And today we're going to discuss about the content planning and the importance of content planning. And I'm sorry, I'm a bit nervous because this is my first training that I'm holding. But I hope it's going to be okay. So, first of all, I just want to let you guys know that I activated the Q&A session. You can join on the link that Italia posted on the group, and there's a link, and there should be a Q&A section somewhere. It's activated. I don't know how to show it to you guys, but I think that you can see it. Okay, so the importance of content planning. First of all, let's see. It helps you understand your audience better, and what that means is, okay. So what that means is that you can analyze and you can track your audience and your posts, and you can see like what types of posts work better. For example, let's say that you want to experiment and see what works better, a quote or an article, and you can post both of them. You can analyze the results and see what gets a higher engagement rate. Also, by doing this, you can improve your content. This means that you can see what type of content works and what doesn't, and by understanding what content your audience wants, you can like focus on them, and you can you have a higher chance of engagement, and you can focus on what's important for your audience. Also, it'll help you track your content better because you'll have everything in one place, and you can see what was posted, when was it posted, and you can follow up with content that's relevant and that it's related to what you posted previously. And that's really important because you would want to create like a pattern and a flow, a logic between your posts. Don't not post them randomly. Also, you won't miss important dates. That meaning that you won't go through that thing when, hey, wait, I was supposed to post something today, but I completely forgot. Because like this, you can schedule your posts. You'll have your posting plan in front of you, and you can work on it every day. You can check it, see what's going to happen. For example, at the start of the day, you can just Italia's messaging me. Okay, so as I was saying, for example, at the beginning of the day, you can just check out the spreadsheet, see what's going to have to be posted, what's going to have to be done today, and you can schedule your way out through all those things. Another thing that will help, that you're gonna like, that's gonna help you this content planning with, it's get a better organization, and that means you'll waste less time, for example, looking for content, because instead of looking for content 1 hour before you post it, and you're gonna be a bit stressed maybe, it's better to spend like 3 or 4 hours during the weekend and like grab all the content that you can use later and save it, and then schedule it for another day. Also, it'll help you organize and use your ideas, because sometimes you get an idea and you say, hey, I'm not gonna use this now, I'm gonna do it later, but there's a chance that you might forget. Also, you'll be able to do a better research on the content that you want to provide to your audience. For example, you'll have more time to plan, and you know that, hey, next week I want to write an article about, I don't know, about Poland, for example, and you're going to have 1 week to research, to see what's their culture, to see about monuments, to see exactly what do you want to write. So please, guys, if you have any comments, like, you can ask the questions. There's a comment section on the Google Hangouts. I'm going to post a link as a reply to that post that I made. In a second. know if you'll be able to access that, but I think you can go there and like comment and ask questions. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna give it a try because I don't really use Hangouts, but I'll get used to it. Okay, so this being said, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll try to answer them. Um, if not, I'm gonna move on. And we're gonna talk about how to do it, because until now we saw why is it important to have one. Now we're gonna see how you can make a content plan, or yeah, content planning strategy. So to start this off, we're gonna focus on your audience because that's what's most important. You don't We're not gonna start with the goals or with anything else, but with the audience. And what we need to see is how old they are. For example, our programs like we have global talent, global citizen, global entrepreneurs, and we're mostly looking for students for these three programs and for recruitment. So basically, we're looking for persons that are between 19, let's say, and 30 years old. And from there, we can start breaking them down into categories like, okay, so this group age, let's say between 19 and 21, 22, we're going to use them for recruitment. So they will be our recruitment target. For global citizen, let's say again 19 or 20 to 24, and we're going to use them for recruitment, and so on and so forth, and like break them down and understand them better. Another question: what is their educational level? Um, Obviously, we're looking for students and recent graduates, and this shouldn't be really confusing. But moving on to what do they like and what they don't like. Um, this might sound hard to like figure it out, but it's not that bad, because all you really have to do is like experiment with your content and see what works and what doesn't. For example, you want to see how well your audience reacts to, let's say, articles about traveling, and you post it and you see, hey, okay, it's going good. That means that they like that. Or if they don't engage with the post, they don't like it, they don't share it, they don't comment it, there may be two reasons. One, they don't like the topic that you're using, in this case traveling, or they don't like the article or the content that you posted. And again, you have to experiment as much as possible, because this way you're going to be able to figure out what your audience wants and what it doesn't want, sorry. um, Again, their needs. Uh, these basically you can figure out again from the content that you're posting, and you can think also as a student's point of view, because after all, we're all students. And for example, what do we want as students? We want, for example, better education. We want to develop ourselves. We want job experience, uh, personal experiences. Like, think of those needs that your audience might have, and again think of the places where you can find your audience. And in order to do so, you can go back to thinking what your audience likes. For example, okay, they like traveling. I'm gonna go and see where can I find persons that like traveling. For example, Facebook groups, or maybe there are websites with people that are discussing this, or forums or blogs. Again, you have to analyze everything, like go really hardcore in that. And when are they online? This this is a question that Facebook can help you answer. It has this amazing tool called Facebook Insights, and it basically shows you everything that you need to know about your audience. You just need to go there, and it's gonna give you like uh, a graph with the days of the week, and you can see at which hour you have the highest engagement. You can see the engagement at every hour, the reach, I'm sorry, the reach. And you can see when your audience is online, again, at every hour. And you can plan your post and your content according to that. And that's really useful, because you not only um, it's very useful because not only this it helps you with this, like tracking when your audience is online, but you can also see what type of content works best, what has the best engagement, when's the best time to post it, and so much more. Like, Facebook Insights really helps you a lot, and it's gonna make your life way easier when using Facebook. Um, Also, we're going to move on now to goals. So now that you got your audience right, let's get that out of the way. We're going to focus on the goals, and I'm not thinking like numbers. Attempt to visualize how you would like to see your Facebook page look in 1 year. Like, how do you want your audience to perceive it? Do they trust you? Do they trust the type of content that you're posting? How many fans do you have? And what drives the conversation? Are they engaged with the page? Do they visit it regularly? Why do they come here? Like, try to figure out what, like, what are your goals? What's the end game? What do you want to achieve in the end? And after you figure out what do you want to do, you can just like think and go backwards and see what you can do to achieve that thing. And now let's go for stats. You need also to realize what do you want to achieve. Do you want to like increase the leads, like get more people to visit your website or get more applicants? um, Again, what do you want to bring more impact in the local environment? Think of what do you want to achieve and then work your way backwards to how you can achieve those things, and be realistic and keep it smart, like, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. Set goals, set objectives, and be realistic, more importantly. um, okay, let's move on. Your voice. This is basically how do you want your to address your audience. um, First of all, drop like the PR marketing voice. It doesn't work because they want to be the audience wants a human to talk to them, not like a machine, for example. They want to feel that human connection, and you need to build your message around your audience. And what I discussed with Italia at our first meeting, and we decided to use Romanian for as a main language of communication. And we're gonna use the young to young approach. Basically, we're gonna just, hey, like, have a cool approach with them, not go very formal. And why Romanian, may you wonder? Because the logic behind this is that when you see a message written in English, in your subconscious, you might have a feeling that it's not addressing to you. And if you see it in Romanian, it's like, hey, okay, I'm a Romanian, that's in Romanian, I can read that easily. And even though we're looking for students that want to know English, that we need them to know English, well, we can also like gain awareness for our program and for our organization to students that only know Romanian. And what I recommend is, like, as I wrote here, write a one-page introduction of your brand to your fans. And you'll never publish that, but it will give you practice. Like, try and present your brand, your organization, your programs. Try to present them to a fan, and use a soft language. Don't go formal. And you can, for example, go to a friend of yours that doesn't really know much about AIESEC and see if he understands and if he likes the approach. And if that's good, it means that you can use that approach to publish and to post on your Facebook page. And again, it's not about the what you're writing there, it's about the how, because you need to address them like you are young and like you're a student as well, because you don't want them to feel that you're trying to be superior to them. And what I recommend here is, like, try when you're writing the content, try and have a single person that writes the the status updates and the like messages on Facebook, because he has a style of writing, and don't try to mix it up because it's gonna get people confused a bit. Okay, now we're gonna go to your resources, which is another important step in this whole content planning. Please let me know if I'm going too fast, because I may sometimes tend to do that. So far, no questions, I think. Okay. Did the presentation just stuck there? The presentation stuck? The importance of content planning? Oh my god. That's awful. Really. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so I'm gonna go a bit through all those things again because I don't know why the presentation didn't work and doesn't work again. So this is the how will it help. I can send you guys the presentation after it's done if you want to. Just let me know on Facebook. So this is how will the content planning help you? How to do it? The audience. Here are the questions. There are many more questions than this. These are just a few that you can use to to understand your audience better, your goals, your voice. And now moving on to your resources. I greatly apologize for not being able to make it full screen. I don't know what's going on. Yes. Yeah, thanks. Ugh, God damn it. No, I was in full screen and I kept moving on to the next slide as I was speaking, but apparently that didn't work. Okay, so let's talk about resources. Like uh, your resources. What kind of people do you have? For example, uh, for example, do you have a photographer, a graphic designer, videographer, programmer, copywriter? Just think about what kind of people do you have that you can use in order to help you achieve your goals and write a better, have a better page. Um, Also think of what partners do you have who could contribute. Think of companies that you're in partnership with, and don't forget about the alumni. And also another important resource that many people might skip or just ignore are the EPs and trainees, because they can provide with great testimonials. They can provide you with great testimonials and stories, and we need to share stories and sell stories, not products. Because when we're if we're trying to sell a product, like for example a program, uh, there's a high chance of people going there if we don't tell them a story about someone that already did that. They're gonna be like, hey, but I think I'm the only one who's gonna go there, and they don't know that there were hundreds, thousands of people before them that went there. And also, figure out what your resources are, and I'm talking about human resources, and make a list of it and split it, see what everyone can provide with. For example, you have a photographer. Okay, he's gonna okay, I'm gonna take the videographer example because it's easier to explain. So I have a videographer. What can he help me with? So, and don't be vague, like, hey, okay, he can make videos. Be specific. What kind of videos can he make? Like, okay, I'm gonna create a video that presents one of of our partner countries, and I don't know, gather images, gather videos, make a compilation, something small, something sweet, but it's content, it's shareable, and it's gonna work. Like if you use it correctly. Um, I'm gonna move on to your assets, and um, again, this is similar to your resources, but it's different because when I'm talking about resources, I mean human resources. When I'm talking about assets, it's content that you have, and that's content that you already written and that you maybe used, maybe you didn't, but it might be forgotten in your blog. It might be an article that you wrote and you never published. It's in a file in your computer. Like find everything, gather it, make a list. And not only content that you wrote, you can also gather content from other websites or from other blogs. Um, that's um, for example, you can go on Business Insider or Time or Elite Daily. There are many websites which you can find many great articles and share them around. Um, Also, um, try and find photos, videos, testimonials, TNs, whatever you can find and you can use to post on your Facebook page. Think of what your customer likes and build from there, because that's what we did in the first step. We analyzed the audience, and like if you know what your audience wants, you can just create content that can satisfies those wants. And again, make a list and break it down into categories and see what can you do with all those assets, because it's going to be easier for you to create your posting schedule next on. Now we're going to move to your value, which is again, it's similar to your assets, but again, it's different, because when thinking about assets, as I said, it's like a list type of content, whatever you can need to post, you have to post. For value, this is like an opportunity for you to think and make your page interesting, for ways to make your page interesting. What do you provide different than your competitors? How do you stand out? Like, try and figure out what are your strong points. One example of this is the internationalism part, and the fact that we're like a huge organization. You can use promote your value to attract the right audience, and you can try, as I said before, you can try and promote testimonials, because people want to hear stories about people, and this way you'll gain their trust, and they're gonna be like they're gonna simply put it, they're gonna have more trust in you. And um, how do you stand out? Again, how would you do that? Will you run contests? Will you teach something and make your fans life easier? uh, think of how will you stand out from your competitors. Again, make a list and break it down into categories, and then like just again, it's going to help you figure out and create the posting plan much easier. um, okay, moving on. Your team. Another important aspect is your team. Like, think how many people do you have that will be managing your social media. Like, will you have a team of five? How will they work together? What will be everyone's role in it? Who will be in charge? This is critical, because particularly when it comes to consistency and voice. And as I said, it's better to have one person to write updates or posts, and have the whole team help him in creating content. Um, Again, it's very important to define their roles and for everyone to know what their role is, and work with them, give them deadlines, like just how you work with a team. Again, your time. Another important aspect is like, think how much time you can allocate per week and how much per day. Like, okay, today I'm gonna have 1 hour available for our social media channel, and like add up all those days and see what you can have weekly, and be honest with yourself, be realistic, and do not overcommit, because otherwise you're gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna spend today 5 hours on social media, and I'm gonna be honest with you, no, you're not gonna do that, because I tried that and it gets boring sometimes, because you sometimes all you have to do is just sit there and wait for something to happen, like someone to post, someone to comment, someone to share your message, or you can analyze. But again, you can't do that like 5 hours a day, so don't overcommit. And also think of your team, see how much time they can put in the social media channel, how much they are available, and this will you will assemble your content strategy according to the time that you and your team can allocate for this. um, Now we're gonna go to the calendar, uh, and now that we got like the most important things, we're gonna go here, and it's time to start planning. And keep in mind the amount of time that you allocate for your social media channel, and plan according to that time. And if you have those lists that I told you to make before, like of your assets, your value, your resources, this will make your life a lot easier, because now you're gonna be able to create the posting plan um, and do it much faster and much better. And don't when creating a posting plan, don't plan it randomly. Just take a look at your Facebook insights and see when your audience is online. Then plan according to those results. Like, if your insights are outdated or they don't exist because your page is new, just try an experiment, see what works best, and then create your posting plan around results. Um, Again, keep an eye on the type on the post types. Um, See what works best: videos, photos, articles. What's the topic that they're interested in? You have to analyze like every small detail. For example, okay, you posted a quote. What was the quote about? Was it about traveling? Okay, uh, if they reacted well, that means that they might like traveling. Just analyze everything that you can, and keep in mind that it's your first posting plan, or maybe it's not, but it's still you're in the beginning, and you're gonna make changes because you can't like schedule everything, because sometimes you're gonna be forced by uh, different circumstances to react differently. For example, let's say that okay, you scheduled for a week to promote, I don't know, Uganda, and let's say that in that week a war emerges in Uganda. You're not gonna start promoting that because it's not good. People will not react okay to that kind of post. So be ready to make changes. Also, here's an example of posting plan that I'm using right now. It's like really simple. Basically, all you have is like it's the date with the day and the date. Here is the time when you're posting, and as I said before, watch your insights and see when your audience is online. Like for the AIESEC in Romania Facebook page, people are mostly online at 12 o'clock and at 9 p.m. So I scheduled like an article for 12 a.m., which sometimes, I mean, not really sometimes, but most of the time actually, people won't read it. They just are gonna see the title, and if the title is interesting, they might click it and like read some bits of it. And at 9 o'clock, when the audience is online, the highest number of audience, um, I posted the testimonial. Like, think what you want your audience to see. The most important content, post it when your most audience is online. This way, you're gonna make sure that um, that your audience sees what you want them to see. Okay, moving on. Your execution. Um, this is where you actually start working. Like you create the posting plan, and you start scheduling. You start posting, and you start like doing everything that you worked with until now. The assets, the everything, uh, and be as structured as possible for the first few weeks at least, because as I said before, it's in the beginning, and you need to have a plan that you're going to follow to make in order to make sure that everything will go okay, and you like set everything, your deadlines, set deadlines for you, for your team, set your posts, analyze them, see what works best, what doesn't. um, Make sure that people have very clear roles and assignments, and like for example, who will be managing the Facebook page and at what times, who will be responding to fans, at which time will each piece of new content be written. Like eventually you will become like less rigid, but it's very important to establish some routine, because again, if your audience will see that hey, they're posting like an article every day at 10 a.m. and maybe they want to read something in the morning, they're going to go to your fan page and they're going to find that article there. So that's why it's important to establish some routine, but um, at the same time you must experiment and see when people are online more. um, okay, so this was it about the content planning, and next on I'm going to talk a little bit about content and where can you get it from, and like what should you post, and so on. And here are some examples. Like you can post quotes, and personally I don't like that. I personally don't like seeing all kind of motivational posts in my newsfeed. Like it gets me tired, but people like that, and you need to provide them with what they want and what they like. Another important thing that you can post is behind the scenes photos. Like this way you'll show your audience that there are really people behind that page, and that someone is really working, and if they'll send you a message, they will talk to a real person. something else, statistics or data that's relevant. For example, in 2014, there were over 100 persons that went in an exchange with global citizen from Romania. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but nonetheless, it's like statistics or data that's relevant to your audience. Because if you tell them that, they're gonna again have more trust in you, and there'll be a higher chance of them to, like, so to speak, purchase your product. In this case, being like applying for for our programs. Also, try to provide value, and by value, I don't mean only like articles. Uh, I don't know how to uh, be a successful leader. Uh, Helpful resources, tips and tricks, life hacks, free downloads, everything that can be of value to your customer and to your audience. Um, Fan photos. This is an example of this. Is what I've been trying to do with the Impact This Summer campaign. Just like start a campaign that engages your audience, that gives them a reason to submit photos. And if that doesn't work, try posting photos of VPs, of trainees. Again, it's stories and it's the people that matter. Again, testimonials, share their stories. TNs, these are programs. See how well your audience reacts to this. Uh, for example, what I observed, for global talent, TNs work better than for global citizen, but for global citizen, testimonials work better. So you just try and experiment, work around, and see what works best. Another type of content that you can post, YouTube videos. Again, they are very shareable, and make sure that they're good and that they're relevant with your with the type of page that you run. In this case, they're relevant to our programs. And you can also, if you have a videographer, which I said at my resources, you can like help him create videos. Um, and another thing that you can post, you can thank your fans or you can ask them for content ideas, because this way they're gonna feel like you are really interested in them and that you post for them and not just to promote something. Um, so now that you know what kind of posts you should make, here's like where should you get it from. And remember, Google is your friend. Like, you can find basically everything. You can find quotes, you can find articles, you can find, I don't know if you can find testimonials, or personally I haven't searched for that, but you can find a lot of things and of content that is shareable and that is awesome and that you can post it on your Facebook page on Google. Also, let Pinterest inspire you. I use it like on a daily basis. I keep searching for content. I find infographics. I find relevant statistics, data, uh, content marketing. Well, that's not really relevant for our audience, but I'm just saying that you can find a lot of awesome content there, and that can inspire you and post like better content on your page. Also, you can go on Business Insider, Time, Elite Daily, again for articles or stuff like that. As I previously said, EPs and trainees, they can provide you with articles and with TNs, photos from their journeys and experiences that you can also share and post around. Also, you can ask your partner countries, for example, if they have a promo video for their country, maybe they used it before, and more importantly, create your own content, because that's what works best, and you can approach the topics and the subjects the way that you want to, and you can also approach your audience the right way, and you can address them properly. And there are a lot of tools that you can use to help you. For example, there's Buffer and Facebook Basic Post Scheduler, which basically is an amazing app. It helps you schedule your posts. For example, you just go to their website, buffer. I think it's buffer.com or .org. Well, you can search on Google Buffer, you can find it. Um, all you have to do is like create an account and synchronize it with your Facebook page, and then you're gonna like create the post, set a schedule, and then like click the schedule button, and it's gonna post automatically when the time is right. Um, that's the same thing with the Facebook post scheduler, but what Buffer provides like extra, you can create, for example, routine, a fixed schedule, like every Tuesday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. You're gonna post something, and you're just gonna add in the queue the the content that you want to be posted, and it's gonna post it automatically every Tuesday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. Other amazing tools or like good tools, Kifi, Evernote, or basically bookmarks. Like when you're surfing the web, you're finding a great article, you can just save the link, bookmark it, and post it later when the time is right to your page. Share it around, people will appreciate it. Again, as I said, Pinterest, use it for inspiration. You can find many infographics there. Infographics are great because they're very shareable and people really like them, but make sure that they're relevant to your audience. Again, Bitly and Google, they're like URL shorteners. They can help you track how many clicks were on a link, and it's very good because you can see if people respond to your posts, for example, because some of them might not comment or like, but they might click the link, and you can use these links to track those clicks. And I mainly used it for application forms. Okay, let me check for questions. I hope it's good. I don't know. I hope it's okay, this training. I have a feeling that I'm going through quickly through some of the things that I'm talking about. Also, it's because I'm nervous and I don't know what's going on with this awful platform. Like, there aren't many. Oh, now I appeared here. Okay, going back to this. Anyway, moving on, we're going to talk about a bit about Facebook, and what we're going to do here, we're going to talk about administrating a Facebook page and about the reach, because there are two types of reach, organic and paid, but we'll get to that later. And about administrating, a few tips and tricks. First of all, it's very important to respond to every message as fast as possible and to every comment. And even if they're like negative comments, don't delete them or mark them as spam. Try to reply to them, because if someone like commented on your image, let's say on your post, other people might follow that post and might follow their comment. And if you reply negatively, or if you actually delete it, people will not really appreciate you. But instead, if you go like, hey, we're sorry that this happened to you, we're gonna try and fix it. Other people might really appreciate that you took the time to comment to that negative post, so to speak. Again, post regularly. As I said before, create a routine for your posts, so they for your audience, so they know that they can come back at certain times and find certain types of articles or of content. Um, Again, keep it short and simple. This meaning, don't try to oversell and to overwrite. Like, really keep it short. Don't use many characters. Use only a few words. Describe like, hey, here's an article with the most awesome places that you can visit in Poland. Don't go like, Poland is such an extraordinary country. You can visit many places, stuff like that. Just keep it short. Again, try to engage your audience by using questions and by using call to actions. Questions work really well because some people might like feel the need to answer that question, and you have a higher chance of engagement than if you use simple sentences without questions. Also, try to provide a link with your posts. Most of the time, it's going to be the link to your website, because people will need like, okay, I'm going to post something about Global Citizen. I'm going to send them then to the Global Citizen page, where they can find more details. Or if they, I don't know, usually when I'm posting a quote, for example, I'm posting a link, I'm providing a link to the website. But sometimes it's better not to, and just try to, I don't know, make a simple post so you won't like over promote your stuff. And also use Facebook Insights. It's really great. Again, um, yeah. Okay, moving on to the organic versus paid reach. So the organic reach is the total number of unique people that you reached through unpaid distribution, and paid reach is that you reached through ads like Facebook ads. So basically, both are very good, but the thing is that organic reach has been decreasing lately, and mainly because of two factors. First of all, to avoid overcrowding of content on newsfeed, because there are like so many companies and brands that are struggling and that are competing against each other to get to your newsfeed, and it's really hard for any of them to get there. And secondly, because Facebook needs to make money, and it's easier for them to introduce the Facebook ads, the paid ads, and it's easier for a company as well to get to your newsfeed using that. Um, and about the newsfeed, I'm going to talk about how does Facebook calculate what shows up in your newsfeed. To be honest, nobody really knows because it's kind of a confidential thing, just like Google has with their search engine, because otherwise people might exploit that thing and get like better visibility or better ranking. But what we do know is that EdgeRank is the name given to the algorithm that Facebook uses to determine like what shows up in your newsfeed. And there are like three huge pillars that affect the visibility of a post. First of all, there's affinity. That means how much a user interacts with your page. For example, a user that visits your page on a regular basis, he's gonna see more of your content. Um, Secondly, we have weight. Like Facebook places top priority to videos and photos. Like that's the type of content, and photos and videos work best on Facebook, and they have like a priority over normal posts without any pictures or anything. And also there's decay. This means that the longer your post has been around, the less likely it is for it to show up in the newsfeed. Like if you posted an article, something 2 hours ago, and you posted something else now, the content that you posted just now has a higher chance of getting to more people, but not overall, just now in this moment. And how user behavior affects post visibility. Again, there's the affinity, like the previous interaction of a user with the author. Like the more they engaged, they visited, they liked, they clicked their stuff, the more they're gonna see of it. Uh, Again, there's the interaction of the user with the post type, like the weight. The if they, for example, they mainly ignored videos, but they clicked on a lot of photos, or they typically engage with photos but not with videos, they're gonna see more photos and less videos. This you can track with Facebook Insights, which I mentioned before many times. um, Another important thing that affects the visibility is the reaction of the users who already saw the post. For example, if your post reached, I don't know, 300 people, but most of them ignored it, and some of them maybe just marked it as spam, your post is not really gonna go anywhere else. It's gonna just decay as much as possible and then not show up at all. And that's like the amount of complaints or negative feedback. Again, the how if people mark it as spam, it's not gonna show up on any other news feeds. Um, I don't want to go into much detail with this because it's really complicated, and I don't know either like that much about it. Just this is like the basic stuff. Now we're gonna move on to the paid reach, which is honestly it's a very powerful tool. and it's not really that expensive. Like you can set a budget and just follow that budget, and you're gonna reach a lot of people mainly. But again, it depends on how you construct your ad, because if your ad is poorly shaped, you're not gonna reach a lot of people, and you're not gonna like have a great impact. So first of all, you have to choose your method. For example, you want engagement ads? Like uh, an example of this could be creating a poll with a fun or relevant or thought-provoking question that will help you drive likes and gain followers. Or you can promote posts, like boost your latest posts or your most important posts, so other people may see it even if they're not subscribed to your webpage. Um, or you can promote your page as a whole. I personally didn't use that at all until now, and I'm considering it, although, because it shows you the page, and it shows you the persons that you have in your friends list and that are subscribed to that page, and there's like a personal recommendation sort of, and that might work. I'm just gonna have to go and dig deeper about it. Um, Also try to keep it engaging. That This is something that I found online. I didn't uh, know about a thing like change it up. It's That's how it's called. Like pause and start your ad for maximum exposure, and change which ads you're running every 2 or 3 days. Basically, just like you're starting an ad, and then you're gonna stop it and start it again. I don't know how well does this work, but it's worth a shot. Uh, Again, about engaging, try to time your post, your ad right. Like start it at the right time when your visitors, your audience is online, because this way you'll have a higher chance of reaching them, and you'll gain more likes and more clicks and more views. And try to catch their attention. Select relevant, memorable photos to catch their attention, and choose color that appeal to your targeted audience. Like try to simply catch their eye. For example, good color combinations, green and no, not green, sorry, black and yellow. Anyway, like make really catchy images. Another thing that it's very important. It's targeting your audience, and Facebook lets you do that like really hardcore. Like you can select their age, their education level, their relationship status, um, interests. You can go deep, and uh, personally, I believe, and I'm not the only one. It's better to have like a lower uh, percentage of population that you can reach, but if they're better targeted, there's a higher chance of you having them engage with your post. Also, you can measure you. It's very important to measure your success, like see how your audience engages with the ad, and try to run like two different campaigns at once. This is called the A/B testing method. Like you're gonna have basically two ad campaigns, which are similar, but there are certain things that are different. For example, the image or the title of the post or the description of the post, and see what works best, what kind of approach, what kind of image, and then you're gonna compare the results and see like what worked best and what worked best for which kind of campaign. Like maybe one of it had a higher click-through rate, that meaning like they clicked on the post and then they went to your web page or to your fan page, or maybe the other one had higher likes or shares or comments. Again, just experiment and see what works best. And another important thing, like what's your grammar, because people can't wait to bash you if you're making a grammar mistake, because the internet is full of trolls and of mean people, and it's really important to have a good grammar and address them properly. Uh, okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up. So first of all, try and create your content plan. It's gonna help you a lot, and you're gonna have a higher chance of success. Try to be valuable to your audience. See what you can what value can you provide different from your competitors, and how can you stand out. Try and respond to messages and comments as fast as possible, no matter if they're positive or negative. Try to sell stories, not products. Um, Analyze everything, like go really deep and think about every move that you're gonna make. Keep an eye on Facebook Insights. He's your friend, like literally, he's gonna help you a lot. And keep in mind that there are a lot of tools that can make your life easier. And the ones that I just mentioned are just a few, like Buffer and the shop and the Buffer stuff. Um, there's also for Instagram, there's an app called Latergram that basically does the same thing that Buffer does. But you can like search on Google and you're gonna find more apps that can help you. If you like, if for example you want to use something for Twitter, there's Twitter Analytics. There's also Google Analytics for your website, which you can install, and it's gonna help you a lot. And the most important of all, be patient, because um, you can't grow a Facebook page overnight. You need to be patient and to wait for your audience to come. They need to trust you first. They're gonna like test the ground, see what's going on, see if they like the type of content that you're providing them, and just have patience, because in the end it's gonna be all right if you do the right things. Uh, yeah. So this was it. Uh, Thank you. Again, I want to apologize for like the way I messed up in the beginning, um, like with the presentation, because I thought that it's like changing the slides, but it wasn't, because I opened my presentation and I kept going forward, but nothing happened. Um, and uh, if you have any questions, please let me know. And you can also contact me on Facebook. I'm gonna I'm gonna reply. And if you want the presentation or like more info, or you want me to explain them better, because I might have skipped a few things because of the emotions and stuff, um, just let me know and I'll try and help you as good as I can. And yeah, thanks for being here and for participating. Oh wait, I'm gonna check for questions. No, nothing. Okay, so well, thanks a lot, and have a great night. See you guys.